It was a Thursday evening, and I was finally settling down after a long week. I poured myself a glass of wine, sank into the couch, and decided to scroll through my phone. That's when I saw it, a message from my best friend, Jake. "Hey, can we talk? Urgent." My stomach twisted. Urgent? That sounded serious. I quickly replied, "Sure. What's up?" But there was no immediate response. The seconds felt like hours as my mind raced. Was it about his girlfriend, Emily? They had been together for a year, but recently, things had been rocky. Just as I was about to lose my patience, my phone buzzed again. "Meet me at the cafe in 30 minutes. I quickly got dressed, the anticipation bubbling inside me. What could be so urgent that he couldn't just tell me over text? I arrived at the cafe, and Jake was already sitting at a table, his hands nervously fidgeting with his phone. "Thanks for coming," he said, glancing up with a strained smile. "I'm really worried about Emily." "What's going on?" I asked, trying to gauge his mood. "I think she's hiding something from me," he said, leaning in closer, his voice barely above a whisper. "I overheard her talking to someone at work. They sounded too close, and I don't know what to think." My heart sank. Emily was a close friend, and I couldn't imagine her cheating. "Have you talked to her about it?" "No, I don't want to accuse her without knowing the facts. But I need your advice. What should I do?" As he spoke, a wave of unease washed over me. I knew how much he loved her, and I wanted to protect both of them. "Maybe it's nothing. You should just ask her directly," I suggested, but I could tell he was conflicted. Before he could respond, my phone buzzed again. It was Emily. "Hey? Can we talk later? I need to tell you something important." Jake's eyes widened. "What does that mean?" "I don't know," I replied, trying to keep my tone neutral. "Maybe she wants to talk about what's been bothering her." Just then, Emily walked into the cafe, looking flustered. She scanned the room until her eyes landed on us. "Hey, guys," she said, forcing a smile, but I could see the worry etched on her face. "Emily," Jake said, standing up, "we need to talk. I think something's going on." Her expression changed instantly. "What do you mean?" "I overheard you talking to someone at work," he said, his voice rising slightly. "You sounded too close." Emily looked taken aback, hurt flashing across her face. "Jake, how could you think that? I would never cheat on you." "Then what was it?" Jake pressed, desperation creeping into his tone. "I was talking about work stuff. You know I've been under a lot of pressure lately," she defended, her voice trembling. I felt the tension in the air, thick and suffocating. I took a deep breath, trying to diffuse the situation. "Let's just sit down and talk this through. There might be a misunderstanding." As we all sat back down, Emily spoke again, her eyes filled with determination. "I don't want you to think badly of me. Jake, I promise I'm not hiding anything. I care about you too much." "But why didn't you just tell me?" he asked, frustration boiling over. "If it was just work, why not mention it?" "I was going to surprise you with a dinner date tonight," she said suddenly, her voice steady. "I wanted it to be special. I didn't want to stress you out with work talk." Jake's anger seemed to deflate as he processed her words. "A surprise dinner? Why didn't you just tell me?" "Because I wanted it to be a surprise. I wanted to plan something nice for us, and I thought you'd be happy," she explained, her eyes pleading for understanding. "I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions. Jake trailed off, running a hand through his hair. "I love you, Emily. I just get scared sometimes." Emily reached across the table, taking his hand. "I love you too. I'd never do anything to hurt you." In that moment, the tension seemed to dissipate. I watched as they embraced, relief washing over me. It felt good to see my friends reconnecting, finally on the same page. Okay, so how about we all go to dinner together? I suggested, eager to lighten the mood. I'll treat. They both smiled, and Jake replied, that sounds great. I'm sorry for getting worked up. I just care about her so much. As we left the cafe, I felt a sense of satisfaction. We had faced the storm together and come out stronger. Sometimes, the toughest conversations lead to the most important resolutions, and I was glad I could be there for them. As we walked down the street, the sun setting behind us, I realized how important it was to communicate openly and trust the people we love. Life is full of uncertainties, but together, we could face any dilemma.